Hi everyone, I hope you are having a good day today. I hope this week has treated you well. I hope you've been enjoying yourself. Today is March 22nd, 2019, and this is your daily reading. I'm going to be doing the same four-ish card reading that I did yesterday with your overall energy from here and your where you stand now, what you need to focus on, and where you can hope or expect to be. Depending on the trajectory that you're on, what outcome you can hope for. And then I'll pull another card from this deck to kind of see what your weekend energy is, and then we'll be good. I do want to say that these readings are, even though I do them as like a daily reading kind of thing, they do have a way of being timeless. So I do recommend if something does resonate with you, to make sure you come back and look at it again in the future, just to kind of see, whether or not you're still on the right track, whether there's something you missed, whether there's something that is going to affect you like a month from now that was mentioned today, because these are actually a lot. The tarot in my head is just a lot more timeless than a daily schedule would truly allow. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's go ahead and see what your overall energy or message is for this day. For whoever this reading is meant for, please, to our higher selves, as they communicate to one another and communicate to us, and through these tools of divination, I ask, what is the overall energy for whoever this reading is meant for today, Friday, March 22nd, 2019? What is the overall guiding message for whoever this reading is meant for today, March 22nd, Friday, 2019? Please and thank you. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. See that? Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. So these cards I love because they're pretty straightforward. Their message is pretty clear without having to go into any more detail. But we do have this lovely image of kind of this ripple effect. It's something that starts small and just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And like I said, it's pretty self-explanatory. You pray, you meditate, you do script writing, you you create wish boards, you create dream boards, whatever it is, you're putting that out into the energy. And the more you put into that, into the universe, the more energy you put into that idea or that seed, whatever it is you're trying to grow, the more you're going to see come from it. And it's going to be amazing the way these things blossom. So just keep in mind, be very, very in the moment with the way you think. But if you're hoping for, be aware of your thoughts, be aware of what you're creating and what you're manifesting from little seeds of thought, okay? And pray for peace, pray for love, try to be calm. If you have something upsetting you today, really, really try to bring that energy of peace into yourself so that you can give it out to the world, okay? Because if you're not peaceful inside, how are you possibly going to help the world, right? So let's see what your three cards are. We are going to ask where you're standing energetically now, what you need to focus on, and what you can hope for as far as outcome if you remain on the trajectory that you're on. If you remain on the path that you're on, what kind of outcome might you expect? So, for whoever this reading is meant for, sorry, they feel a little heavy today. Whatever this reading is meant for, whoever this reading is meant for, please tell us, where do they stand today, emotionally and spiritually? Where do they stand? What do they need to focus on so that they can go towards the highest outcome, the best outcome for themselves? And what outcome can they expect should they remain on the path that they are currently on right now? So where do they stand spiritually and emotionally? What must they focus on for the best outcome? And what outcome could they expect for themselves should they remain on their current path? Please and thank you. Please. Hey, sleeping kitten. We have where you stand, the Magician. What you need to focus on, Eight of Swords. Outcome, Five of Swords. Okay? So I do think this has a lot to do with your mindset today. Where you're standing, you are aware that you have all the tools that you need to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve. You maybe you have access to information, you have access to knowledge, and you know that you have all the tools that you need to get organized, okay? And the magician tends to speak to someone who is very much powerful, very much aware of their power and able to use it. But it also says to be aware of any swindler, be aware of deceit, of illusions, of not seeing everything clearly. Okay, so while you do know that you have all the skills you need, you have all the tools you need to achieve whatever you're trying to achieve, you might not be seeing something clearly. You might be at risk of being deceived. If on the other hand, you're not, you might be at risk of deceiving other people. So really try to open your eyes up to illusions today. Try to pay attention to what people are telling you, how people are behaving, so that you know the truth. And also on the say like for this, do the same for yourself. Listen to how you're speaking, listen to your thoughts, and whether or not your thoughts are actually true, because then we have what you need to focus on, and we have this Eight of Swords area. So you are in this position where you're maybe not seeing everything the way that it really is. You might be making yourself the victim of something that you're not really the victim of. Whatever it is, this negative, like you're having kind of a negative thought process. And since this is in your focus position, I do think it's telling you, it's time for you to really try to open your eyes and realize that the negative situation that you're in is something that you can pull yourself out of. You're kind of holding yourself there for whatever reason. It's probably fear, because we do have this image just kind of evokes the idea of fear. You may be afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. You may be afraid of facing a truth that could mean big changes for you, but you already kind of deep down know, or you deep down know this truth here. So really just kind of focus on trying to break away from illusions and break away from whatever kind of negative thought cycle that you found yourself stuck in, because I feel like wherever you are, like what you do need to focus on, even though you do know that you are able to deal with the situation in your head, you're just like, I I can't access my tools. I don't know how to get to them. I don't know how to use them. I don't know how to get out of this situation, even though I know that I'm able to. Okay, so really focus on finding the truth of whatever situation you're in, trying to be a little bit more positive, and trying to realize that you are capable of getting out of the situation. But if you continue on this trajectory of not taking advantage of the powers that are already available to you, not actually doing whatever it takes to get out of this Eight of Swords energy and organizing yourself and like really figuring out, laying a plan for yourself using those tools that are already available to you, and making sure you're aware of any untruths, whether in your own thought process or coming from someone else. If you continue on this path where you don't address these issues, then you're gonna have some serious struggles. Like you're gonna have, you're gonna be in a negative thought cycle. You're gonna maybe be arguing. You might have some trouble communicating with people. You might have some trouble expressing yourself. However, the Five of Swords does tend to have a little bit of a positive message in that whatever fight you were in, it looks like you might have won, but the Five of Swords also asks the question, even though it feels like you were won, really look around at the aftermath of your fight, of your battle, and you tend to realize in a war there are no real winners. Like even though you're standing, a lot of your people, a lot of your team is down, a lot of your parts of your mind, parts of your emotions are not necessarily as victorious as you feel from just winning that argument or winning that fight. So really, I think it's really important for you to address whatever it is that Eight of Swords energy is speaking to, and I do feel like because we have both of the suits, the sword suits are the suit of the mind. So having both of these makes me think it's maybe something going on internally, like it's a mindset issue, or it's like your communication abilities are for some reason hindered. You're afraid to speak your truth. You're afraid to actually go after the things that you know that with this magician energy, you're able to do, you're able and capable of achieving. You're kind of afraid of pulling yourself out of the situation that you're in, even though the situation that you're in is causing you a lot of these negative thoughts, a lot of this negative energy. And if you remain in this situation, it's just going to continue. It's not going to necessarily get better. So make sure that and we have these images of war, these images of fighting, where your overall energy is telling you can create peace by praying, by meditating. So really make sure you're addressing these things that are causing these negative thoughts in prayer, in meditation, taking quiet moments to really figure out why you're having these thoughts, why you're having this trouble with communication, why you're not feeling able to use the tools that are at your disposal, even though you know that they're there. Why aren't you able to truly access that part of yourself? There's always a reason when it comes to this, and sometimes it's just because of lack of will, because you just don't want to do it. Sometimes it's because something deeper is going on. So really spend some time in prayer, in meditation, and in reflection so that you can overcome this. And if you are able to overcome this, what is the best outcome for whoever this reading is meant for? Should they overcome this kind of Eight of Swords lost feeling, this being unable to access their tools and use their own powers and skills to improve their situation, being afraid of breaking out of a negative situation or a negative thought cycle? What is their best, highest outcome should they be able to overcome these issues? What is their best outcome for whoever this reading is meant for? Please and thank you. You got the Ace of Wands, right? So once you figure these things out, once you get through this negative cycle, once you are able to overcome whatever it is that these cards have invoked, have made you think of, success. You're going to find that you're more capable of going after what you want. You're going to be excited. You're going to be passionate. You're going to be able to do things. Like, this is the suit of action, where swords is the suit of thought. Wands are the suit of action. They're the suit of real forward motion. Okay, so with this Ace of Wands, you're going to be, once you're able to overcome these negative thought things, whatever it is, you are going to find that you are more capable and more ready, and you have a direction to move in, and you're going to be ready to actually tackle the physical issues. You're going to be ready to actually go for the thing that you are trying to achieve, that you're hoping for, that this magician energy is telling you you're able to do. And even though you don't believe it right now, when you are able to believe it, when you overcome that Eight of Swords kind of energy, when you really dig in, because that's in your focus position. So I'm thinking, dig in, get a therapist, do a lot of meditation, do a lot of reflecting, do a lot of journaling, whatever it takes to overcome this, because this is your best outcome. It's very positive. It's success. It's ultimate success. It's I can do this. I am powerful. All of the power is in my hands. Okay, that's what this is telling me. All of the power is in your hands. You just have to realize that. Okay. So thank you so much. I hope you're praying, meditating, and having a wonderful weekend. I'm going to pull one more card just to see what your weekend energy is, and then I'm going to let you go, because it's already a little bit later in the evening. So for whoever this reading is meant for, please tell us their message, our message, over the weekend of March 23rd and March 24th. What sort of energy should they continue to focus on through the weekend of March 23rd and March 24th? Please and thank you. Like, dropped all the cards. Shuffle one more time. I didn't drop all the cards. I dropped like 20 cards. Alright. Weekend energy, please and thank you. When I focus on my inner light, I see the world through a lens of love. Alright, so that goes right in with the overcoming the negative mindset thing. It goes right in with being able to pray and meditate for peace and beauty. When you focus on your inner light instead of whatever this negative energy is, whatever it is that's like stressing you out, you are going to see the world in a different way. And that is, again, going to bring you that Ace of Wands, successful, joyful energy that we all deserve and we should all be able to achieve and go after, and that you deserve. So that is your message for this weekend and today. Thank you again for being here. I'll see you next week on Monday. And remember always that I love you. Bye.